Welcome to the Path to Mindset Mastery. My name is Brad Bizek. I'm a mindset strategist and coach, inspirational speaker, and creator of Appreciation Academy. And I am on a mission to help online business owners just like you silence all the negative self-talk going on up here so you can finally see the success that you deserve. And today is a really short podcast episode. This is all about the intention and motivation behind the way that you conduct business online. The way that you conduct business online. So this is what I used to do. And let me see if this, if you ever struggle with people not being able to relate to you or people just not wanting to join you in your business, maybe you struggle with what I used to do. And maybe not. And that's okay. And if not, maybe this podcast episode will also benefit your team members. So what I used to do is I used to post things about the type of life that I was living before I was living it. So what I mean by that is the type of life I wanted to live before I was living it. I remember I pretended that I would share on social media this life by design. I tried to pretend that I had this life of freedom. And I remember I almost bragged on it. And I would brag about the trips that I got to go on. And I would brag about all these things. And I remember thinking to myself, if I can get people to see that my business is legit, then they'll want to join me. And what I found was that people were just annoyed by me. People were really pissed off by me sharing that I was living this life, going on these trips. And sure, I was going on a lot of trips, but at the same time, deep down, I was actually judging people for not joining my business. Have you ever done stuff like that? Said things in your business like, why haven't you joined me yet? Or said things in your business like, you could go on this many vacations too. Or you'll post something about how many vacations you counted up that year, or how many trips you got to go on, or how you get to, you're sharing about this life that you're trying to prove is legit before you actually have the life of freedom. You ever done that? That's what I used to do. And it pissed people off more than I could ever imagine. I remember saying to my wife, no, I gotta go on these trips because I gotta portray this life of freedom. And I remember her thinking why would you do that? Why would you do that? Because deep down what I was doing is I was judging people. I was judging people with other careers, other professions that weren't joining me yet. And so here's what I didn't understand. People don't give a shit about my success. They don't give a shit about your success either. Everyone is more concerned with themselves than they are with the things that you're doing. And so you might be going, but how are they ever going to see the inspiration behind this business and what it can do for them? Well, here's the thing. What are you actually inspired by? What are you inspired by? Are you inspired by someone just living a great life and buying all these nice things and going on all these nice trips? Does that actually inspire you? Or does that kind of create a little bit of jealousy? Or does it inspire you more to see a story of someone overcoming something? That is what people actually care about. That's what will make people want to join you, because people will never believe your successes until they believe your struggles. Please put that in your notes. People will never believe your successes until they believe your struggles. I learned that the hard way. I pissed a lot of people off when I was trying to build my business, trying to show that I had it all together. I'm telling you right now, they don't care. They don't care about your success. They don't care about your money. They don't care about what you've gotten to accomplish. But they do care about the struggle that you've been able to overcome because of your business or product. They do care about that because what's going to happen is they're going to see that you're relatable. They're going to see that you went through something similar. And they're going to see that if you can do it, they can too. Your objective is no longer to try to show your life off to people. Your objective is to use your story to inspire people to change their life and be a beacon of hope for them. You need a mission-focused business. A mission-focused business that helps someone overcome something, that solves a problem in people's lives, instead of what I used to do, which was try to just prove to people that my life was awesome in hopes they would join me. It caused envy. It caused people to be pissed off and run the other way, and it didn't work. My business did not grow. So people won't believe your successes until they believe your struggles. So think about it in your own life. What would be more convincing? Seeing the words, why wouldn't you join us yet? And a picture of you on a beach in a bikini sipping a coconut, right? How does that make people feel, by the way? Judged for what they're doing in their own life. They're feeling judged about their own career choices. They're feeling judged for them not doing what you do. And does that increase trust or decrease trust? That decreases trust. So does that create trust? No. So you saying, why wouldn't you do that in a bikini with a coconut, right? That's option one. Or option two is, hey, do you ever struggle with, dealing with vacation time and just wishing you could see more places in the world and just don't have the days to do it. Man, I did too for a really, really long time. I remember sitting at my desk in my cubicle and going through and just seeing, I want to see all these places, but I'm just not able to do it. I can't get the time off. And I would see all these other people being able to do it and just stress me out so much. And you know what's so cool is that from just spending an hour a day helping people online with X, Y, or Z, it's allowed me to decrease the amount of time I spend at that job and travel more with my husband. And I'm so excited. And I don't share that to impress you, but I share it to impress upon you that if you're struggling with that feeling, you can break through it. There is a way. There is a way that you can live the life that you want to live. Think about that. Is it, why wouldn't you do this? Or, man, I struggled with this. Here's how I broke through it and how you can too. What's actually more inspiring? Obviously, the story of struggle. Okay? So, the best way to share the story of struggle is through what I learned from Brendan Burchard, credit where credit's due. Brendan Burchard taught me this, called expert story positioning. Expert story positioning, okay? And I learned this in his program, Experts Academy. I highly recommend that program, by the way, if you're trying to build a social media business, or I should say if you're a course creator, or if you're a speaker or coach or author, that would be a great program for you. So I learned that in his program, Experts Academy. And what I learned was there's 4 steps to expert story positioning. Step number 1, do you ever struggle with X? Insert their pain point, their struggle, the thing they are going through. That's number 1. That's number 1. Do you ever struggle with X? Because people don't give a shit if you did until they're someone that knows that they do, right? So, and what I mean by that is if they're struggling with it and this post is meant for them, then they'll actually listen up. But if you're just sharing about your struggles, then they're probably not going to listen. So step 1, do you ever struggle with X? Step 2, I did too. Here's my story of struggle. Step number 2 is I did too. Here's my story of struggle. And you share what you went through. You share the emotional pain you went through. You share the hardship. You share what you dealt with. You share the pain of it and how it held you back. Then step 3, here's how I overcame it or am overcoming it. Here's how I overcame it or I'm overcoming it. By the way, you don't need to be a finished product to inspire someone. You can be on the journey too. Let's use the example of weight loss. Can someone that's 100 pounds overweight still inspire someone? Hell yeah, they can. Do you ever struggle with weight loss? I did too and still do. Here's my story of what I've gone through. Here's what I've been able to accomplish so far. Still very inspiring, right? Because it shows that you're relatable. So you don't need to be finished to share how you overcame it. So step 3 is here's how I overcame it or I'm overcoming it. And you share what you did. And then step 4, the next step, the last step is here's exactly how you can do it too. And you give them the steps, the guideline, the rule book, the whatever it is that they can actually apply to their life right now. So this post or this blog post or this social media content piece adds value to their main pain point. But it's got to be in relation to what they struggle with. You should be using your story as a way to solve their problems instead of a way to show off your life. Let me repeat that. You should use your story as a way to solve their problems instead of a way to show off your life. Does that make sense? If you do that, and then maybe step 5, call to action, join my whatever, right? But that's expert story positioning. Stop making people feel guilty. I used to cause so much envy and people could read through my bullshit a mile away. Once I started sharing what I went through in my life, what I went through when I was growing up, what I went through at other parts of my life and different struggles with money that I had, my relationship with money, my fear of getting married, my relationship growing up with people in my life that were super close to me, all these things. Once I started sharing these stories of struggle, people were like, holy shit, I can vibe with that. Like, I relate to that. And then when I shared a solution with them, then they wanted to join me too. They wanted to join me, whatever, when that was back when I was doing MLM, or now when it came to my Program Appreciation Academy or my podcast that you're listening to right now or any of my other programs, right? But if you judge people for what they're currently doing in their life and for not joining you, they don't feel loved by you. And if they don't feel loved by you, they're not going to join you. Why would they join you? It doesn't make sense. So love them now where they're at before they join you and inspire them through your story so you can solve their problem. Your objective should be to use your story to solve other people's deepest, darkest pain points that are within your target market. If you do that, game over. You will see such a growth in your social media, such a growth in people following you, such a growth in people wanting to join your programs because you actually inspire them. So I hope this is helpful today in this short podcast episode. Thank you so much for tuning into the Path to Mindset Mastery. If you'd be so kind, if you found this valuable, head to iTunes, give this a rating and a review, share what you took away from this podcast episode so we can inspire more people to listen. I'd be so grateful. So thank you so much. My name is Brad Bizjack. Go out there today and every day and live your life with a genuine smile on your face and use your story to inspire people to change their lives. I'll see you next week.